Hello everyone and welcome to the final season of F1 My Team. Season number 7, let's jump into it, let's see what's changed and let's see what's new, and hopefully you're going to enjoy it. Leave a like, if you do subscribe for more, and let's get into it. Now before we jump into it, if you haven't seen the last episode of season 6, the season finale in Abu Dhabi, go check it out. I'll leave it linked up in the top right if you did miss it. But anyway, let's address a few things we have to take care of. Now, the first thing is going to be a format change. I've mentioned it before, but qualifying and race will be separate episodes. So tomorrow is going to be qualifying for round 1. The day after that will be race number 1 in Bahrain. In the meantime, you can see in the background, Michael Schumacher's contract is up and we have a decision to make. Now, I'm not going to beat around the bush. Michael didn't really deliver what I hoped for as my teammate. So we are going to look for a new teammate. Also confirmation that Sergio Perez has retired, and we went ahead and also done a few activities. Now let's jump into the business part of the video. So Michael is going to say farewell. He's going to go back into retirement and we're going to go into the driver market and we're going to sign a driver, or try to sign a driver that I wanted last year, but I changed my mind. I stuck with Michael and in hindsight it was a mistake. This man right here, Mr. Pierre Gasly, or Pierre Gasly, as we are going to jump into contract negotiations. Now, Gasly has accepted the approach, but we now have a bidding war on our hands versus McLaren. Who wants to keep him more? We're about to find out. I'm going to speed this up and we're going to see who wins the bidding war. Now, to be fair, I've never done this before. I didn't realise that you could actually keep bidding, if that makes sense, and you keep on placing bigger and bigger bids. So we just went for an all-out bid and I just made sure that I was the last one with a couple of seconds to go, and we signed Pierre for nearly $20 million. You can see there on screen Pierre's stats and confirmation of him signing for the team. So happy days. Pierre, welcome to the team, mate. Now, as for development, this is how things ended in the season, and this is how things are going to stay heading to season number 7. We do have a regulation change, but it's only going to affect the durability. Also worth noting, we actually missed our target of our title sponsor Vodafone, and we didn't get the 300 points. Luckily, we've managed to, just persuade them to stay one more year and give us one more chance. So they're going to stick around and they're going to be a title sponsor for one more year. But yeah, we didn't get the bonus, which isn't an issue because money isn't really a problem for us anymore at this stage. Now, before we continue, I'm going to quickly go into the recap of Season 7. So, yeah, on screen right now you can see all of our results, both mine and Michael's down at the bottom, and also Pierre Gasly as well. Now, we got 4 race wins, 1 DNF, and 2 non-points finishes. Overall, it was a decent season. I think the real key point, I would say overall, is Monaco, of course, who was going to win that race easily, but I underfueled massively and I didn't get any fuel back, so we ran out of fuel. That was a race when we threw away, when Max also had a bad race because he DNF'd, and also Imola as well springs to mind as a race we kind of threw away, and Canada as well, to be fair, was another poor one. But yeah, it was a disappointing season. It was in our hands. We started off with a win in Bahrain and it was all looking pretty good, and I threw it away. Unlike other seasons where we didn't have the car, this was on me, so I'm going to try and turn that one around and fix it. So here we are, end of season number 6, and we're ready for a new season. Let's see what's in store for us. Now then, as you can see in the background, confirmation again, Vodafone will be our title sponsor. Mercedes is going to stick around as our power unit supplier, and Pierre Gasly is our new teammate. I was tempted to run a mod which had Porsche, Ford and Aston Martin engines, but I wasn't fully convinced, and I had a very short time frame, so not enough time to really test the mod and see how it really worked. So, bit of a shame, but I might save that for one down the line. You never know what could happen. For now though, we're going to stick with Mercedes. Here is the preview of also the new race suits, which you can see in the background with a bit more red on them. Worth noting, Pierre Gasly has level 3 on all of the perks except for power mapping, which is really, really good. And you can see his stats as well, 100 rating, which is awesome. It's going to be great to have him on the pace straight away. And decent experience, racecraft awareness, and also overall pace. And his focus is 94, which is absolutely mega. Now, for this calendar this year, we've got a couple of changes, and we're going to bring back a few classics and also take away a few surprising options. Now, we start off at Bahrain, China is gone, and then we go to Imola and Portugal. Spain is off the calendar once again. We then go to Monaco for round 4. Baku makes its return for the first time, I think, since season number 2, if I'm not mistaken. Then we go to Canada. Then France and Austria are off the calendar along with Hungary. So we go Britain, Belgium, Netherlands, and then second half of the season we're going to go to Italy, round number 10. After that, Russia, Singapore off the calendar, Russia for obvious reasons. Then we go to Japan, USA still off the calendar, and then we return to Mexico, and then we go to Brazil, we return to Australia, and then Saudi Arabia and Abu Dhabi. So there's your calendar for season number 7. And with that said, we can now jump into things to do with season number 7. Now, we've kind of got through all the admin work, just a couple more things to do, but you can see the car reveal is upon us, and I can't wait, guys. The car looks insane. Not just mine though, all the other cars look really, really nice as well. I've gone through the effort again of changing pretty much every single car, at least a little bit. So yeah, I'm looking forward to it. In the meantime, we've done a few activities. Confirmation, Perez of course retired, and that could have an effect on the driver market, along with of course Michael retiring. Gasly, of course, moving to our team. That could shuffle the pack a bit, so we might see some adjustments, and we'll jump into the market in a minute. For now, though, you can see in the background, the durability, we have 22 out of 27 upgrades. So, we have lost some of them. We protected all of the ones that we could buy, but it does seem like, in terms of supplier upgrades, we've lost out. Mercedes haven't done a good job, and you can see here we only have one single supplier upgrade on the car. So, we could possibly have some reliability issues. Nonetheless, though, let's move into car reveal. Not our one. We're going to first of all run through the whole grid, and we're going to see what's new in Season 7. Now, before we jump into details, I want to quickly shout out Mr. Arav, because I got this presentation style from him, so I'll leave a link down below to his channel. Shout out to Arav. But yeah, here we are then. The first car on the grid, the Haas, and it's a bit different to last year. Castrol is no longer a title sponsor, and the reason for that is simply results. Haas were struggling, they weren't getting the results, and Castrol have pulled their funding and their sponsorship. So Haas have gone back to a more traditional livery, but with quite a bit of blue, and the blue of course from the 1&1 sponsor, which of course Mick Schumacher brings into the team. So a new look for Haas, pretty fresh, blue taking a front and centre role, and the lineup of course is going to be Mick and Mazepin. We then go to Alfa Romeo, and this one again, not a lot of change, lineup exactly the same, Giovinazzi and Matsushita. The livery itself was very popular last year, you guys really liked it. All I've done, I've made the red a little bit brighter this year, and I've also made the numbers white, which I didn't realise were actually black or dark red, so you couldn't actually see them last year, so I've made sure those little details are corrected. And yeah, the Alfa looking very nice in that kind of metallic satin-ish dark scarlet red with the bright red highlights, the white and the black. Overall, a really nice looking car in my opinion, and I think it looks absolutely insane. And I didn't want to change it too much because this is one of the better ones I think from last season. So Alfa, pretty decent, looking pretty strong, but still towards the back of the field. Now then, we move into the first of the mods that wasn't my creation, the race suits and the car made by Slendis, or Emil by his real name. I'll leave his race department account linked down below. He made these for me, and shout out to him, massive credit. There's a few more that are his as well. The lineup, Robert Schwarzman and Callum Ilott unchanged from Season 6, but this livery of course looking absolutely insane, inspired from the real life 2022 season, but with a few adjustments and a few changes to make the light blue pop a little bit more, along with the kind of dark metallic blue and the red accents. A very, very good package, and of course Williams hoping they can take a step forward, especially with Schwarzman having pretty decent focus, to be fair. Maybe they can make a step forward. So yeah, the Williams looking nice, and overall, in my opinion, one of the better looking cars on the grid. Now then, up next, my attempt at making electric blue and pink work together. BWT Alpine. We made this livery last year, we called it before the actual real life deal got announced, and yeah, we're back again, this time with a revised livery, and in my opinion an improvement on last year's car, taking inspiration from 2022, but my take on what to do with the pink. I've managed to put a bit of black on the engine cover, the French flag taking up prominence as well. I've also tweaked the colour of the blue a little bit to make it a bit more electric, and also the race suits this year much more in line with the Alpine colours. Same lineup, Russell and Ocon once again, and yeah, BWT taking up a bit more presence on the car as a title sponsor, and I'm sure Alpine will be hoping for a bit of a better year compared to season number 6. Up next we have Aston Martin Racing. Now, you may notice Lance Stroll is no longer in the team, therefore Dan Ticktum steps up alongside the returning Christian Lundgaard. The car this year has a revised livery, so the actual design is the same, but again, a shout out to Slendis, Emil, he gave me the details to do this kind of lighter, brighter, metallic green, which looks really, really nice on the car, and also a few sponsors as well. Having a bit of an adjustment, updating the Cognizant logo, and yeah, Aston Martin looking very, very tasty. And again, they'll be hoping for a step forward, man, because last year wasn't too bad, but you know, with the new lineup as well, we've ticked them in there. I'm hoping they can do a bit better because that car looks beautiful and deserves to be higher up the grid in my opinion. But let me know your thoughts in the comments down below. Next up, it's a returning classic. In my opinion, I think top 2 last year, maybe even the best livery of the entire season, the AlphaTauri, and we've kept it the same. It's the only car that hasn't changed because I love the look of this so much that I just had to keep it. The white wheels, it just stands out so much, it pops. Again, this isn't my mod, this was made, I believe, on Race Department. I'll leave a link to the car down below. I just made a few adjustments, like making the rear wing completely dark blue, a couple of Italian flag stripes here and there, and yeah, also the race suits are from a separate mod, which I'll also link down below. And yeah, overall, the AlphaTauri looking absolutely insane. Still covered in Honda sponsorship, as Red will have a bit of a different, you know, adjustment on their car, but AlphaTauri is still very much a Honda presence car, and my god, it looks insane. Last year, you know, Nicholas Latifi himself, he was a very popular choice. He managed to have a very strong year last year, so he'll be hoping to do better and take one step forward in season number 7. Another livery, another, let's say, unchanged to some extent livery. Now, the McLaren is made by Slendis once again. A revision on last year's car, sponsors brought in line and up to date to 2022 standards. As for the livery, overall, it's pretty much unchanged, but it looks really nice. No matte orange, it's actually just gloss, and then of course the dark greyish black with the orange stripes. But the driver lineup all change. Ricciardo is gone, and also, of course, because of we poached Pierre Gasly from McLaren, they've got a completely new lineup. So Guan Yu Zhou and Lance Stroll are the new drivers for McLaren. What could we see here? This could be a very tasty one. They've both got very high focus. Zhou doesn't have particularly high rating. Stroll looking pretty decent now at this stage of his career, but you never know. This could be a dark horse, a potential strong team lineup this season. And I think while the livery hasn't changed much, the driver lineup speaks for itself. And I think, again, where has Ricciardo gone? We know where Pierre's gone, but McLaren ringing the changes in season number 7. One of my favourites, very happy with this one, Scuderia Ferrari. Here we are then. The lineup unchanged once again. Charles Leclerc and Carlos Sainz once again piloting the prancing horses. As for the livery, you can see the yellow on the wheels, which is the key feature of this car in my opinion, which makes it look really, really nice, taking inspiration from the real life car, along with the black on the very end of the engine cover and the rear wing. The paint is also no longer matte, we've changed it to gloss just like the McLaren, and also I've made the red a little bit darker. We have some custom numbers as well and a few sponsor rearrangements with Santander, you know, taking up a bigger presence on the car, on the side pod and also along the side of the nose. And we have the Italian flag along the shark fin. As for the suits, we've got a nice dark black stripe along kind of the side of the chest, running down the left leg as kind of a sign that, you know, the red and black is back in fashion. So yeah, Ferrari hoping to take a step forward this year, and their car definitely looks like something to be taken seriously. Mercedes, AMG, Aramco are back again. No big changes to the livery except for the numbers. I've taken inspiration from the real life Mercedes team, of course, and given Lando a fluorescent yellow number 4 and Bottas a sky blue number 77. The livery is still the same. I think it looks absolutely incredible. It's a mod, which I'll leave the link down below, but I also made a few changes myself, a few adjustments, bringing in a bit of black, and also I did the green wheels because I think they look quite nice. But yeah, overall the mod's insane. Link down below. I just made a few tweaks to it to make it look a bit better in my opinion, but this is one of my favourite liveries on the grid. It really stands out. You saw it in a bunch of thumbnails last year, and Mercedes will be hoping to take a step forward this year. You know, they were pretty close last season at times, especially with Lando, and I think he's coming to his prime now, so he's going to be one to watch out for. Bottas now, season 7 in my team, kind of getting on a bit, so he may not be as strong. I'm surprised they kept him, but nonetheless, Mercedes not changing much, so keeping things relatively consistent this season. And finally, the main event, my favourite livery of them all. The Red Bull is back. Now last year there wasn't any changes to the livery. This is the first time I've actually adjusted it, and my god am I happy with how this turned out. Red Bull has of course the red wheels, inspiration taken from real life, and then as for the sponsors, Oracle, Bybit, Honda, Red Bull, we've kind of reshuffled everything. Not really matched it up to real life. I've kind of done my own version of everything. So we've got some Honda there on the nose, we've got Honda along the side of the kind of nose there, and also towards the rear wing we've got the Bybit logos and then a big fat Oracle sponsor along the side pod. So yeah, very nice. I've also made the kind of main dark blue colour a lot darker and a lot more kind of dark grey, blackish. So I think it comes together really well. And you may have noticed the lineup. Daniel Ricciardo is back at Red Bull alongside Max Verstappen. Oh my god. I mean, listen, they were super strong last year. Perez was a championship contender heading into the final race and they dominated the constructors, but they've somehow possibly made their lineup even stronger with Ricciardo joining. So Red Bull are going to be one to watch out for this year, and they have the car for it, which is insane. Now then, you might be wondering, what about our car? Because we've seen the 10 cars so far, they've all got their own unique traits and driver lineups. Well, here we go. Well, there she is, the new car for this season, the 97007, which I'm very, very happy to say. And yeah, the livery is largely unchanged because I love the car, how it looked last year. We've just made a few adjustments. So we've kind of repositioned how the Vodafone looks on the side pod and the nose. We've taken off the Veloce logo and replaced it with a big fat Vodafone logo. They wanted more attention because of the failed sponsorship goal last year. They wanted to have more prominence on the car, so we've done that and we've delivered. Elsewhere, I've kind of brought in a bit more of the blue. So on the rear wing, underneath the Vodafone logo, we have a light blue strip, and also on the front wing, we have a couple of the, let's say, the front wing elements in light blue. The red has taken up a bit more prominence on the side of the engine cover with the red stripes, and also along the side of the nose as well, a nice little red stripe running up the side. The black is slightly darker and also features a black stripe on the shark fin, and then the final detail is that the blue itself is a slightly tweaked metallic, a bit darker and a bit kind of richer as a blue colour. So not a lot of changes. I loved the livery last year. I didn't want to take away from that too much, but I think these revisions make the car look really nice. You can't see from here, but the halo is also now just black. There's no red on the halo, and I think from onboard the car looks very, very nice. So yeah, pretty much there's a lot, and I'm looking forward to it, man. A full grid of cars, lots of changes. We've got a strong lineup, you know, myself and Pierre, but Red Bull, Verstappen and Ricciardo, I mean, that battle is going to be absolute mouth-watering. And then who knows, if Ferrari in the mix, you know, with Leclerc and Sainz, and then Mercedes with Norris and Bottas, it could be one hell of a season, guys. So yeah, hopefully you enjoyed it. If you did, leave a like, subscribe for more if you're excited. Qualifying tomorrow at Bahrain. The day after that will be the race, round number 1. So stay tuned, guys. Like, subscribe, notifications turned on to not miss those videos. I'll try and get them out around 6 PM UK time if I can. And yeah, I can't wait, guys. A new season is upon us. As always, a massive thank you to the channel members for supporting the content. I really, really appreciate you guys. Hopefully stick around for the new season. And then finally, check out the 2 videos on the screen if you haven't seen them already. But that is it from me here today, and I'll see all of you in the next one, which will be tomorrow. Until then, take care, and it's goodbye from me.